Hi, this is Carl Ahrens of Mountain Ocarinas. Today I want to speak with you about controlling sound, about creating a sound booth or an area where we can play our ocarinas anytime without disturbing anyone. Now, this is where I live. See, I live out in the woods, right on some trails. There's a mountain up there, so I can, at any time of the day or night, just step outside my door and play my ocarina to my heart's content. And in my house, there are a lot of places I can play without disturbing anyone. But I know that several of you have mentioned that you live in apartments in urban areas or maybe in a townhouse, and the walls of your apartment are not that thick, so that after 9 at night or maybe early in the morning, you would be disturbing neighbors if you were to play. Or you just might have an audience that you wish you didn't have. So let's talk about how to control that sound to give us and our neighbors a bit more privacy. I've researched this whole idea quite a bit on the internet. I've spoken to some experts, and the basics are you want a fairly fairly dense reflective material that will keep sound from transmitting into your neighbor's abode. And you want it to be fairly sealed so there are no air leaks where sound can get through. But also you want sound absorptive material to keep the sound within the shell that you create. Well, not long ago, I went to the Home Depot with some drawings I'd made and some ideas that I had. And I wanted to price some materials. But it really hit me as I was looking into some of the options that looked great on paper that they would be more expensive than I might have thought. But also they would require more expertise with tools, and even tools that a lot of you all might not have access to. And so I was, after a couple hours at the Home Depot, getting inspired, I was really more discouraged than anything else, because I wanted a solution that anyone could do rather easily with simple tools and get good results. Well, as I drove up the driveway, I saw that thing right there, which is obviously a large green trash can. And I said, "Eureka, that's it," or something along those lines. I was inspired. I said, there's a shell, okay, that I could cut out a section, lay this thing on its side on a table, cut out a section so that I can stick my body in there, the upper half of my body, that is, my feet and lower body stay out of the thing. And I can line it with acoustic foam. So I've got that shell to keep sound from escaping, but I've got lots of absorption inside with the acoustic foam. And I've even got a back door, that I can raise up or lower to make it easier to get in and out of this thing. And you can add a light very easily with an LED flashlight or any number of ways. Well, I wasn't sure if it would work, so I went and bought a trash can, and I'll show you. Let's go inside. We're walking into the Ahrens abode here. And this is the Ahrens kitchen with 2 computers in the kitchen. And this is important because I used to play in the kitchen all the time, and I still do. At night when the kids are in bed, maybe my wife and I'll sit around the table. She's working on something, I'm playing my ocarina. But I used to be able to play in the kitchen anytime. But my son David, who is the sweetest little chap, he is just a wonderful friend, but he's severely autistic. And he's gotten a bit rigid about the fact that Dad is not allowed to play the ocarina in the kitchen. I wear my ocarina around my neck, and in the old days, David would pull on my ocarina all the time, and if we were in a park or wherever we were, he'd want me to play the ocarina. In fact, we'd meet a lot of people that way because, he would get me to play in places where I might feel too shy to play otherwise. Well, not so anymore. If David's around, I don't get to play in the kitchen. Well, enter the solution, the trash can solution. As we walk down this short hall, it's about 20 feet away from those computers, you'll see the trash can lid. You'll also notice a stool there below it where I'm going to sit right here. And there's a hole that I've cut away a section of the trash can, so that I can stick my body in there. And I have lined this thing with acoustic foam. Now it's gray, so I don't know how well you can see, but it's very well lined with acoustic foam, highly absorptive foam, which really I found works a lot better than a lot of household materials I've tried. There is a big pillow there, kind of for comfort and for sound absorption. Okay, so how well does this thing work? Oh, by the way, I've also got a carpet down on the floor because wherever sound could leak out of this thing, it's best to meet that leaking sound with some kind of sound absorbing material. And you'll notice a fan too, because picture this. The upper part of my body is in this tiny little room, and it's a very well insulated room, right? So it's hot and stuffy in there. So that fan sends a constant stream of cool, refreshing air over my entire body and changes the air constantly in that stuffy little room. So, I'm quite comfortable playing in there. Now, I realize this might not be for everybody, but, well, let's talk about the results, because that's an important thing. So, I'm right here, okay? If I were standing right by that trash barrel there, playing my ocarina, and my son's there at the computer, listening to a Disney music video, or a Chuck E. Cheese thing, or maybe he's playing some of his toddler software, or the family's watching a movie. I couldn't be playing my ocarina. I would be highly disruptive to them, okay? But we did the test the other day, and if I'm in there playing, they can be here at the computers and not even really be aware that I'm playing. There is a 20 decibel reduction in sound if I'm in the barrel instead of outside the barrel playing the ocarina. Now, 20 decibels, it's actually more than 20 decibels, okay? But it might not sound like much, but think of it this way. Every 10 decibels, sound doubles in intensity. So it is much, much quieter when I'm in my barrel playing there. Now, I have to say, I'm sure this is not the solution for everyone, but it does provide surprisingly good results. Both my wife and I agree. And it's the kind of project that anyone can do with a simple handsaw, which I could even recommend. I will recommend one which you can purchase. But it's easy as pie to do this, and you can do it in a few hours on a Saturday afternoon. So, not the final word, but this will begin the dialogue. Of course, there are more elaborate ways of doing this that would give even better results and maybe provide more personal comfort, but I'm anxious to share more with you all about this and find out ideas that you might have. Oh, by the way, this is taken with a little Casio camera that's the size of a credit card, so hopefully the results have been okay.